Welcome to Trade Pro. Let's discuss if there's any trading opportunity setting up for Bitcoin, Euro against the US dollar, gold, S&P 500, and dollar currency index, and kind of get through a technical analysis discussing what's likely going to be panning out in the next few days and next few weeks for these major market pairs. So starting with Bitcoin on the daily time frame, it's currently April 21st. It's Friday around 1:53 p.m. And we've seen a pullback underway for the last week. So kind of coming down into a discounted entry territory, which the goal right now with the overall context of being in an uptrend is getting into this uptrend at a discounted price, expecting a continuation of the uptrend. So the expectation once this pullback concludes is that we see a follow through to the upside. And kind of what we want to do next is think about a logical area that this is headed to where we could potentially close out of any position that we entered at a discount. And kind of that next logical level would be right around here. So previous pullback in this downtrend before this uptrend, it's kind of a logical level to look for prices to gravitate towards. It's going to be around 32,500. So that's going to be that logical level to kind of look at and expect that we're going to be heading up towards, and also a logical area to take some profit. So this pullback right now, we do have some signs that it may be ready to continue. One of those is already resetting here on stochastic RSI. Another already pulled back into the trade projection zone indicator cloud. And between the 20 and the 50 period EMAs of this cloud is often an area where we see support in an uptrend, although not always. Sometimes we do see that happening, and then a downtrend often finding resistance in this cloud. If we take a look at the general trend, thinking about just a subjective area of value, I would look at it as kind of any entry in this range would be a great discounted entry where we can have a decent risk to reward ratio to target this $32,500 area. And it's important, we want to have a good risk to reward ratio. So having our entry be at a place where we can have a good risk to reward ratio is also important when having an entry. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a bit of a steeper pullback. It doesn't mean this isn't already complete and we're just going to head straight up from here, but I would want to see this pull back a bit farther on the daily here to have a better risk to reward ratio, so that over a series of trades, even if you only win 40% of the time, if you have a good enough risk to reward ratio, you're going to come out profitable on the other side. So let's go down to some lower time frames and see what we have on these lower time frames. For the 6 hour, we're also oversold here on the stochastic RSI, pulling back to an area of value, so almost coming down to the 200 EMA of the 6 hour. What I'd like to see is some sweep of these lows, so taking out some stop losses. Maybe not all of these lows, but at least some of them to get a better discounted entry, sweeping these lows, and then I'd like to see a reaction out of there and then push to the upside, followed by consolidation. That consolidation is what I would want to be getting in at on these lows. So if that does pan out, that's going to be a deal, something like this. So if we can get a sweep down for some of these lows, and then we push up, break structure to the upside bullishly, and then consolidate and reset on stochastic RSI. So it would look like something like this. So we push down, we see a push up on price, which brings stochastic up here into the overbought on stochastic. And then while price consolidates here, we get a reset on stochastic RSI while forming a higher low on price here compared to down here. And that's what I would be looking to get in on, is this consolidation to look for a follow through to the upside. Hourly is going into a downtrend, so looking for follow through to the downside on the hourly still. As you can see, we are getting just overbought stochastic RSI while making a lower high on price in a downtrend on the hourly. So going to be looking for a follow through to the downside here. And what I'd like to see for the lower time frames is bullish structure break. So if we get the sweep down into this area, and then it's like something like this, and we come up and we break structure bullishly, and then consolidate. This consolidation is what I want to be getting in on at the lows of the consolidation. I don't want to be entering at the high points of the consolidation. I want to be entering at the lows of consolidation while getting a reset on stochastic RSI. So down here, lows of consolidation, looking for a higher low compared to the ultimate low here, and then looking for a follow through out of there. So that's what I'll be looking for. Essentially just trying to find a good setup to get long, and only thinking about getting long in this context, seeing as we have overall uptrend and expecting higher prices into the 32.5, 33,000 range. Okay, so that's going to be it for Bitcoin. Let's move on to EUR USD. Just to recap, essentially next few days and weeks, looking for this pullback to come down a bit lower, conclude, and then head to the upside to the 32.5, 33 range. That is the conclusion there for Bitcoin. So if we move on to euro against the US dollar, we do actually have also an uptrend. And another thing to note with this is hidden bullish divergence. So higher low in price, lower on stochastic RSI, just ticked into the oversold, not quite fully oversold there. Ultimately, I'd be looking for this to head to the upside out of here and create a higher low compared to this low if this hidden bullish divergence is to materialize. Logical level to look for way over here. So quite a big move up to that 1.11794 area. And you could get a great risk to reward ratio targeting this while looking for a discounted entry on this pullback. One thing that we don't have is a pullback into the rejection zone indicator cloud. So if we can get that to kind of tick in there, sweep this low, and hold a higher low here, that would be the ideal setup right now. Still bullish, trying to get a good discounted entry. With this on the 4 hour, looks like momentum is starting to head to the downside. Already came overbought on stochastic RSI 4 hour, and now heading with momentum to the downside. So ideally we get a sweep down here, can get a discounted entry in this area, and then looking for that follow through to the upside. That's what I'm thinking at the moment for euro against the US dollar. Bottom could already be in. We do have this hidden bullish divergence on the stochastic RSI. So that's the main thing I'm framing this setup on, other than just the overall bullish trend, the hidden bullish divergence in the context of a bullish trend. So let's move on to gold, a daily time frame, where we're getting a pullback as well. And in the context of an overall uptrend, expecting follow through to the upside is going to be the name of the game here. And the logical target is over here. So looking for the high to be swept over in this area. So highs, this is going to be that next logical area to look for price to gravitate towards. One thing to note, gap down here. I'm thinking first we take out the highs over here. So still looking for the bullish price action is the first thing before taking out this gap. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but it's just what I'm thinking. Right now we already got the pullback into the cloud, so potentially already completed here. Oversold stochastic RSI on daily. Let's move down to a lower time frame. Did get a bit of a structure break here. Just broke structure, no longer creating a higher low right here. Going to be looking for this to head down a bit more. Maybe we take out lows here. Sweep some lows, head up, take out the high over here. And then we can maybe look for a downtrend to ensue to take out this gap. That's what I'm thinking is the most likely scenario. But we want to be framing a discounted entry, thinking of uptrend continuation. That's going to be the objective here. Not that great of a discount right now in the context of this uptrend. Really not a great discount. The way it's consolidating to, it's not really the cleanest look. Kind of a break-in structure to the downside, and we're not really getting like the really nice, beautiful type of consolidation that we want to see. it's more higher low, higher high, broke it, and now consolidating a bit. Yeah, it's likely we're getting a follow through to the downside here, although we'll see how it pans out. Already resetting, oversold. We have quite a few different factors, just not the cleanest setup. But if I had to make a call, I'm thinking follow through to the upside and the logical target up here. So let's move on. S&P 500. So this one, overall context is a bit less clear because this has just been chopping up and down over the 200 EMA here, flat 200 EMA, and just going back and forth. Got a regular bearish divergence here, counter trend. Likely going to see a bit of a pullback here, but the context is a bit of an uptrend in the shorter term, but overall it's been chopping sideways. I'd be looking to get long down in this area. So sweep these lows, get into that cloud, the low of the cloud, between the high of the cloud and the 200 EMA. That's going to be kind of that area to get long, and then look for a follow through to the upside out of there. Looking for this logical target. So right here, around 4329. That's going to be that logical next target to the upside. So that's where I'd be looking to target and get in a discount in this area here. That's going to be the analysis for S&P 500. If we kind of get in on the 4 hour here, not that steep of a discount right now with this big move. It's more extended to the upside right now than anything. So if we could get this to come down, something like this, get a bit of a better discounted entry. Maybe we sweep some lows here to get in over here and then look for that follow through. Hourly just coming down to the 200 EMA. So this on the hourly is already, steeply pulled back right at the 200 EMA, which would often be ready to continue the hourly trend. Higher time frames aren't really trading at much of a discount. So gonna have to see how it pans out, but still gonna be looking for follow through to the upside on S&P 500. Daily, it would need to see a steeper pullback to be getting in for a follow through to really target this high over here. It's not quite pulled back enough, and we just had this bearish divergence with momentum heading to the downside right now. So I'm thinking steeper pullback, then head to the upside. Let's move on. Daily time frame, dollar currency index. Hidden bearish divergence. So we want to see a lower high here. Here's the hidden bearish divergence. Lower high on price, higher on stochastic RSI. Likely going to be heading down with that hidden bearish divergence on the daily. Logical area to look for right over here. So looking for prices to head down to here. That's that logical area. Hasn't quite tapped into the rejection zone indicator cloud yet. If we zoom in, let's go on the 4 hour. Resetting oversold 4 hour already while consolidating up here. So likely we might see another push to the upside. It could give a good discount, sweep these highs. Could get a good discounted entry up in this area. Look for that follow through. Still looking for a lower high compared to here. If we are to see this daily hidden bearish divergence play out. So that's going to be the analysis for dollar currency index. As of right now, doesn't mean it can't come up and take out that high, but the thing that I'm looking at right now is this hidden bearish divergence on the daily. Okay, looking for follow through to the downside. All right, so that's going to conclude it for this analysis. If you guys are interested in trading cryptocurrency, check out my affiliate link with Bybit in the description, as it supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.